What's up, guys? It's me. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Mjolnir. The movie Thor, Love and Thunder is coming out July 8th, 2022. But today I have some news that will blow your mind. The legendary Heist of Thor's hammer Mjolnir has finally been revealed in all of its glory. This is absolutely amazing. Let's get right into it. So today we're going to look at an official Marvel Studios graphic novel adaptation of Thor Ragnarok, which reveals the legendary heist of Thor's hammer Mjolnir. Now, this isn't the first time we've seen the story of how Loki stole Mjolnir. We've actually seen this before in the Thor Ragnarok movie, but this is a cool way to revisit the scene through an official Marvel Studios source. In the comics, it's not really explained how exactly Mjolnir was stolen from Odin. We just know that at one point, Mjolnir was missing, and then Odin put out a bounty for whoever could find his son Thor and retrieve his hammer. That led us to the Guardians of the Galaxy, who eventually brought Mjolnir back to Odin, but this wasn't such an easy task for Loki to do. So now we'll get to see through an official Marvel source what kind of trouble Loki had to go through in order to steal Thor's hammer. So in the graphic novel, we get to see Asgard in a bit more detail than we usually get in the movies. So we can see the layout of the city a little bit better. And it also gives us a cool sort of bird's eye view of the Grandmaster's palace, which is where Mjolnir is being kept in the beginning of the story. We then get to see a flashback sequence of how Loki infiltrated the palace and switched places with Thor, tricking everyone into believing that Thor was Loki and Loki was Thor. From here, we also get to see a very interesting panel showing us all the different people that were keeping an eye on Mjolnir. So we have Heimdall, Sif, the Warriors Three, and the Grandmaster himself, who was watching Mjolnir like a hawk. But despite all these strong warriors and even gods watching Mjolnir, somehow Loki managed to sneak in and take it. We also get to see some of the other things that were in the vault with Mjolnir, including Odin's old helmet and a spear, Gungnir, which Loki would later use to become the new All-Father and take over Asgard. We then see the aftermath of Mjolnir being taken, and everyone is freaking out because they don't know who did it. The people suspect Thor, but he claims his innocence. And we then get to see a pretty cool double-page spread of Thor vowing to get his hammer back. It is so freaking awesome. The whole thing is just so well done, and the colors are just absolutely stunning. It is so much fun to see the story of Ragnarok and the theft of Mjolnir in this format. And it is also super helpful for anyone who might be a little bit confused about the events leading up to Thor, Love and Thunder. Now, if you've watched the Thor Ragnarok movie, then you probably already know what happened. But for anyone who maybe hasn't watched it in a while, or maybe hasn't watched it at all, this is a great refresher. It is also really fun to see the artwork and visuals of the story instead of just hearing about it. And speaking of the Thor Ragnarok movie, one of the best parts of that movie is, of course, the introduction of the Grandmaster played by Jeff Goldblum. He is an absolute hoot, and he adds so much comedic relief to the film. And now we finally get to see him in this graphic novel as well. And man, is he a sight to behold. He is such a fun character, and he fits perfectly in this crazy universe. And I cannot wait to see him again in Thor, Love, and Thunder. Speaking of which, the artwork in this graphic novel is just phenomenal. The colors are so vibrant and they really bring the story to life, and the action sequences are so well done. It is just a visual treat from start to finish. I also really enjoyed seeing Asgard and the other realms in such great detail. It really gives you a sense of place and makes you feel like you right there in the story. Now, another thing that I really enjoyed about this graphic novel is that it is not just a retelling of the movie. There are some differences between the two, which is nice to see. For example, we get to see a little bit more of Loki's plan and how he managed to infiltrate the Grandmaster's palace. We also get to see a bit more of the aftermath of Mjolnir being stolen and how it affects the people of Asgard. These changes are small, but they are welcome and they add a little something extra to the story. Overall, I would definitely recommend this graphic novel to anyone who is a fan of Thor, the God of Thunder, or anyone who is just a fan of epic stories with great artwork. It is a ton of fun and is a perfect way to get ready for the upcoming Thor Love and Thunder movie. Now, since we're talking about Thor, let's take a look at some other Thor-related news and videos. Coming up next is the official teaser trailer for Thor Love and Thunder. This trailer was released a few months ago, but it is still pretty awesome and is definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it already. In the trailer, we get to see Thor in a new and exciting adventure. He teams up with the Guardians of the Galaxy, Valkyrie, and Korg to take on Gore the God Butcher and his new weapon, the Necros Words. The trailer is packed with action, humor, and heart, and it definitely gets me pumped for the upcoming movie. Now, if you're a fan of Thor and the God of Thunder, then you definitely need to check out the first part of his solo series. This series is set after the events of Avengers Endgame, and it follows Thor as he goes on a journey of self-discovery and redemption. The series is full of great performances, stunning visuals, and plenty of action. It is definitely worth a watch if you're a fan of Thor. Speaking of Thor, don't forget to check out the God of Thunder playlist. This playlist is full of all the best Thor moments from across the MCU, so if you want to catch up on all the best Thor moments, then be sure to check it out. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe for more updates on all things Marvel. There is always something new happening in the world of Marvel, and I am here to keep you up to date on all the latest news and rumors. So don't forget to subscribe and join the family. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.